We are live. It says we're live. Let's see, are we really live? We are live. Shall wait for some people to... Hello. We are live. So excited for this evening. It's our first live stream here at Like A Tree. Let's see. Let's see if you guys... Can you hear me well? Making sure you can hear me. That way when everybody's trickling in. And I am hopping on Zoom with my ladies. Okay, great. Great. Hopping on Zoom with my ladies from Thursday evening. So we got 2 videos going on. Let's see. It says it's pausing. No pausing. Right. We're going to get started. We're going to just wait for a few more people to jump in, and then we will get started. All right, I'm just setting things up over here. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Super excited. This is such a pleasure. Okay, we'll give it to 7:05 and then we shall start. And then thankfully this is being recorded, so it'll be posted up afterwards. How was everybody's day? Do a check-in. How was everybody's day? Everybody's doing good? Hey there. Everybody's doing good. Had a great day. I know my day was busy. busy. But all good things. Thank God. I got a lot done today. Me and baby Blaze, we were out and about, and we just got a lot done today. I'm really happy about my day. Hello. We are so excited, baby Blaze and I. All right. So it's now 7:05, so we're going to start. As I mentioned before, everybody else will be able to just watch the video back, but thank you. Hello, good evening. I'm just so excited to be here because first of all, I thank God that this was given to me. So I just want to explain what we're doing. We are celebrating Women's History Month. Here at Like A Tree, we're celebrating Women's History Month. And this is the first video of a couple more videos. We're going to be bringing on a few other amazing women that are making history, and it's all about health. So if you haven't been here, welcome. I am Tiffany. I am a holistic life and wellness coach. And I just love what I do. I thank God I'm able to do what I do. I'm able to bring in an income by doing something that I love, and it's all things health. And we're going to get ready to talk about the tree of life, which is the center of Like a Tree. And this is I'm just super excited we're even able to do this right now. Like, this is a blessing in itself. So thank you guys for coming out. And yeah, so we're just going to get started, and then I'll leave room for questions in the end. So, Like a Tree. I guess I can just start, where did Like a Tree come from? So I'm not going to get too deep into the history of it, but I do know. Thank you. This started back in 2020 when I quit my job, and I was searching and asking the Lord, where is it He wants me to go? And He led me here. It led me to start my own business. I went to school and I studied through this intensive yet amazing course. And I was able to become a certified health coach. And I just paired it with my life coaching that I was already naturally doing. And so God gave me the name Like a Tree because it was birthed from, those of you that know I have Planted Base, which is like my ministry. It was birthed from the verse, Psalms 1 verse 3, that we are like trees planted by the rivers of water that stream forth fruit. And I kept reading that verse over and over, and I was like, oh, like a tree. We are like a tree. And that's where the name Like a Tree comes from. That comes from the verse, Psalms 1 verse 3. And it has just been my little baby. And I was speaking to a friend of mine a little while ago. She was like, yeah, it went from a little seed and it's literally grown into a tree now. I'm like, yeah. So that is what that is where Like a Tree, the name comes from. And so tonight we're just going to tap into the tree of life, because I want you guys to ask questions, because that's what I'm here for. I want to be able to answer your questions about health. And so I just want to say thank you, ladies, for coming out, because little do you know, you are making history. You are making history with your family. You are making history in the things that you're saying and the things that you're doing in the day-to-day. Excuse me, I have my Zoom up. We have our ladies coming in from the Zoom call too. We're doing two things at once. You are making history. So thank you. You are adding into Women's History Month. And I'm just so excited to be here with you. It's an honor to be here with you ladies tonight, especially those of you I'm seeing you on the timeline. Hello. So let's get into it, okay? So Like a Tree, our tree of life, is made up of 10 different branches, okay? I believe that wellness is not just what we eat and what we do physically. And that's a part of it, but it's not the entirety of it. So we have what we call, some people call it a circle of life. We call it the tree of life. And so it starts with spirituality, physical, mental, emotional, nourishment, relational and social, environmental, financial, passion, and purpose. So those are our 10 branches that involve wellness. And each of them, we're going to go a little bit into it. And if you guys have any questions on one, please feel free to ask, okay? And so I just wanted to also touch on what a health coach is, okay? And I'm going to read it from the IIN Health Coach definition. And it is a supportive mentor and wellness authority who helps others feel their best through individualized food and lifestyle changes that meets their unique needs and health goals, okay? So that's what a health coach is. And so I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an example of what each branch entails. So when we say hold on, let me see. Trying to figure out how to do this for my ladies over here. Can you ladies hear me over on Zoom? Can you give me a thumbs up? Because we do our meeting usually on Zoom, but I invited everybody over on Instagram. But some of our girls don't have it. Can you ladies hear me on Zoom? Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me? Awesome. Okay, I don't want y'all to miss out either. Okay, so we're going to get into the tree of life, all right? And so the 10 different branches. So when we say spirituality, we're talking about our faith. It has to do with your soul. So it's spiritual health and it has to do with your faith. When we talk about the physical, it is your physical body going to the gym, working out, doing walks in between. And then we have nourishment. A lot of people like to combine nourishment and physical, but we like to keep it separate. Because it really is, good evening, it really is separate. What you eat is a little bit different from going to work out. Because there are people that just are unable to work out. Like we have clients that are just physically unable to go to the gym, or the most that they could do is walk around. And we still need to make sure that their nourishment is taken care of. So nourishment is what you put into your mouth, your food. So we then have relational and social. They're one and the same, which is your relationship health. Those how you interact with people. And we're going to be talking a lot about that here. And you'll see me posting up about that because a lot of us don't realize, but our relational or social health was impacted, especially during this pandemic that we just came out of. And I'm saying it, we're out of it, y'all. I don't know about how you guys are feeling, but I'm out of it, okay? I still wear my little mask around, But it's done. I'm done with your COVID. Thank God. So then we have financial. That's just what you do with your money health, how you budget properly. Then we have my favorite. Well, we'll get those in a little bit. We also have mental. We also have emotional health. So a lot of people like to intertwine mental and emotional health, but mental health is more so of how your mind processes things versus emotional health is the state of your feelings. And of course, little did I know going into this that they impact each other. Your thoughts can absolutely affect how your emotions run and vice versa. And so the last two, which I love, that I ended up adding was your purpose. Your purpose in life is your calling in life. Something that has been given to you from the Lord that you don't really have to go out and learn skills on. It's just something that's innate within you. So we talk about the health of where you are in your purpose and passion, the things that you love, your hobbies, where you are creatively. So that is the tree of life. And just so you know, next Thursday and for the rest of this month, we have 3 more Thursdays in this month. We're going to be bringing on women that are making history for Women's History Month. And we're going to be talking about 3 of the 10 branches of the tree of life. So those of you, will be posting it up. Just stay tuned. And yes, so I'm super excited about that. So excited. So now that I have explained what we're doing here a little bit, just a little glimpse in, I want to open up the floor for questions. Do we have any questions? And I did write down questions that that we did have from a couple of other. Oh, hello, ladies. Can you hear me? I'm speaking to my other ladies over here on Zoom. Hey. All right. So now we're opening up the floor to questions. And once again, I'm going to name it because it looks like I was on mute on Zoom. Anything that has to do with your spiritual health, your physical health, your mental health, emotional health, when it comes to nourishment, what you eat, your relational health, environmental health, financial health, passion, and purpose. Talk to me, ladies. What is it that you want to know? Or even some things that we can even touch on here, because this page is here to minister and help you all. So talk to me. What is it that you all may have seen or may have questions about? This floor is open. Do you ladies have any questions over on Zoom? We are taking in questions. I hope the Wi-Fi is doing well. All right. Looks like we're doing good here. And I know sometimes it takes a little while before we type in the questions. So I'm going to pull up the chat here on Zoom and I'm going to wait for them to come in. Any questions concerning health at this time? And while this was a shorter little intro, next week will be just packed with goodness. I'm just so excited bringing on these ladies. God is good, y'all. So, oh, sorry, I'm tending to my ladies over on Zoom. I was saying, do you ladies have any questions for me concerning health? Any questions, anything that pops into your mind, anything that comes to your heart? Or we have some guys that came in too. Yes. Any gentlemen that have questions too? I'm sorry. I see you there. I see you. I'm sorry. Alrighty then. Well, as we close out for... Can I talk to you about women's nutrition? So, we have a question. Can you talk to us about women's nutrition? Yes. So, let's touch on women's nutrition real quick. Women's nutrition, I think it's so important. Little do we know, we as women are the heart of our home. I read that, I was reading in a book earlier that we as women, we're the heart of our home. And so if the heart of the home is unhealthy, can you imagine how everything else is going to be affected? And that's why I jumped into women's health, because I said, my goodness, we as women, we're almost like the glue to the family. God uses us to be able to be the glue to the family. So if we're not well, how can our children be well? How can our spouses be well? How can even the things around us are just going to be chaotic. And so when it comes to women's nutrition, more so the things that we eat, I would say nutrition for me is, the tree of life. But if we talk about, let's just jump into one little space, like the food. If we talk about nourishment, it is so vital that we pay attention to what we eat, because little do we know what you eat can affect you mentally. Little do you know, did you know that if you're eating fast food all the time, it really will be able to affect you psychologically? Because why? Your body needs specific nourishments. There's like a palette that we've been created with, that if we're not staying within that, we're not getting our veggies, we're not getting our fruits, we're just packing it in with sugar, and we're not doing what we need to do to be able to, survive, everything's going to fall apart. So I think women's nutrition is so important. It is the reason why we're here today, ladies. We're talking about women's health. And so, yes, absolutely. We will be talking more in detail, because to talk about women's nutrition is such a vast, I want to say it's so big that it's like, to even get there, we need a whole nother live stream to just jump into that. But yes. There's another question that came in. Okay. Is seasonal depression a real thing? Wow. That is a beautiful question. So jumping into our mental health. That is the mental health part of the tree of life, that branch. And so when it comes to seasonal depression, I think seasonal depression is absolutely real. If you think about just, and I'm just going to be real with you ladies, if you think about just the amount of suicidal rates that went up in just a matter of a couple of years due to the pandemic, that in itself is proof that seasonal depression is real. And now that's not to dismiss that people could have had underlying issues prior to, but it just shows you how it can happen and it can turn into something. So whereas you may have never had it in your genetics, your parents or grandparents never had depression, because sometimes it is a part of genetics and it is a part of the way that I guess you can say it's in your DNA. And so some people have to work harder at preventing depression, putting things in place, while others can be triggered by trauma. And also seasonal. Yes, absolutely. Seasonal depression is real. And so that also, if you want to look at that, I would even say, if you want to specify when it came to the pandemic, that would have to be, I really believe that it took a hit at our social and relational part of the tree of life. And what do I mean by that? Because we were bound in our homes and a lot of us weren't able to speak and have interaction. Like, little do you know that when you come across somebody, you accidentally bump into their arm prior to COVID, because I know we're all like, running around trying to avoid people. But prior to COVID, like, you would interact with people, see people on the road. All of that is a part of your social and relational. And when one of these things is affected, it can therefore, when one branch is being affected, all the rest of them can be impacted as well. So that's what I can kind of say about seasonal depression. Yeah, that was a beautiful question. Does anybody else have any more questions when it comes to health or wellness? Thank you for that question. That was amazing. And guys, we're going to keep it short tonight. Next week, we will have a full interview with, like I mentioned before, another lovely women that are impacting history, for those of you that just came on. And so, yes, we have room for a couple more questions, and then we're going to log off of our Instagram here. So talk to me, ladies. What is going on in your hearts? What is something that you may want to know? We have a question here. Someone said, you mentioned the branches of your tree. What are those branches? Okay, we can go over the branches. So in the tree of life, we have 10 different branches. And in them, we have these are different areas of health. We call them branches. So we have our spiritual health, our spiritual branch, our physical, our mental health, emotional health, nourishment, relational or social, environmental, financial. Then we have passion and purpose. So all of these make up the tree of life, different branches of health, of wellness. So yes, that is the tree of life. And those of you that, you came in a little later, thankfully, we have Instagram, which is so amazing. It is recording everything. And if you come back to our page, or those of you over on Zoom, you can join. You can go back and watch at Like A Tree. And you can see the intro and what we're doing here for Women's History Month. So yes, let's take one more question and then we'll be logging off. Ooh, please explain the passion part of the tree. Okay, so the passion part of the tree of wellness is basically creative, your creative side. So I like to separate purpose from passion, because purpose is something that I would say just it's your God-given gift. For example, some people are just called to be doctors, but that's not so much their passion as it is their calling. And so or someone could be a lawyer, or someone could be called to just be an artist or a musician. And so when it comes to that, when it comes to passion, we are speaking more so of your hobbies, where you get creative. And so, for example, even though I mentioned like an artist, someone who paints, you can still be a doctor or a lawyer and you can still love to paint. And that's where your passion comes out. It's like the freedom, something that you don't necessarily have to be paid for to do, something that you just love. It could be writing music on the side. It's just something that just speaks to you. And me, I would say my passion, I have too many passions, guys. I don't even know where to go. Okay, I can name one passion. I guess it's music, singing. I love to sing. I sing at my church on the praise team, and that's a passion. It's not necessarily a profession that I'm pursuing after, but it is a passion I have. And so, yes, that is the passion branch of our tree. And so that's all we have for this evening, ladies. Those of you on Zoom, I'll be with you guys in a minute. But for you ladies on Instagram, we are heading off. I am just so excited for what God is doing in this season. And we'll be back. We shall be back next week with another woman who is impacting. Yeah, impacting, yeah. God help me. Impacting history.